And may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Face in your face. Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Hossein Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense, because here we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I also have a much smaller YouTube channel called Latina Diaspora, where I discuss issues regarding Latinos in the United States. The link to that channel is in the description. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, the subscriber mode has been enabled for the first 5 minutes. Meaning, if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just recently joined, I really appreciate your love and continued support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, as well as those who allow me to enter into your devices, and those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. Now, as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is how to become a content creator. So I'm just going to give you some things to consider if you think about creating your own content, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Instagram, whether it be on TikTok or Facebook or whatever. But before I get into the main topic, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. So, as it's clear to everybody, we're now in the month of May, which means the days are starting to get longer, the weather starts to get warmer. You think about partaking in outdoor activities, maybe taking walks and things of that nature. Also, it's a time for prom for those who are in high school or in college. And of course, graduations are coming up, which is a time of transition. Okay. We go through various stages in our lifetime, depending on where you're at. Like for example, if you're like in your teens or your early 20s or even later, you're transitioning from completing school to possibly either continue your education or getting into the job market. If you're like me, like myself, you're thinking about retirement, where you will voluntarily leave the workforce and you will enjoy your golden years. Okay. Now, currently, of course, I'm thinking about my golden years because eventually it's going to come a time when I will retire. Okay. And of course, I do plan to keep myself active in several activities um, where I'll be able to keep myself active. So, and the reason why I plan to keep an active retirement because it's been my experience. Those who leave active retirements live longer and they have a healthier life for whatever time that they're given to live. Now, earlier today, my friend to teacher had a live regarding FBA and regarding some of the members of you know FBA and how they you know create this narrative that everything they do, everything created is because of them, and that no other ethnic groups have any influences. Of course, the big topic is when it comes to hip hop. Hip hop. Now, I'm not going to claim to know a lot about it because, first of all, a lot of that happened in the Bronx and in some urban areas. When I was a youth, I led a more sheltered life. So I'm not really going to opine about something that I know little about. And of course, you have certain individuals who are trying to paint some sort of a narrative. I mean, that's something that's going to happen when you open yourself to do a live. You open yourself to different types of people. Some people will try to engage into a mature conversation, and then there's others who just want to troll. That's reality. Okay. And actually, today was the opportunity that I had to speak with Dr. Cologne, who has spoken regarding hip hop and things like that. And I know that he had interaction with Latin explaining with Denise Gonzalez, where there's been some sort of disagreement, things of that nature. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is um, how to become a content creator. So I'm going to give you my experiences and what I perceive is things that you should consider if you decide to be a content creator. So it was good to see True Teacher do content. Um, in all fairness, I do miss a lot of the people who used to hit this platform. But the reality is this everybody has lives, and sometimes they don't have the time or the energy to hop on, and I get it. Which is why it's very important as a content creator to to be consistent creating content. Okay, in time there's going to be certain people that's going to stop uh, hitting your panels. It's nothing personal. It's just that people have lives. So the good thing is when you continue to create content, it opens the door for other people um, to either get into the chat only or even join the panel. Now, do I miss? I mean, do I miss these people? Yes, I do. I miss Intro Rico. I miss Denise Gonzalez. I miss Radical Latino. I miss the 18th Feather. I miss some of the other people. But the reality is this: you cannot remain stagnant. You have to continue. You need to continue creating content if you want to be successful. And as I stated before, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. And first of all, I just want to give a huge shout out to my supporters because this weekend I reached 300,000 views that my content has been watched, and it's like, and I find it amazing. I didn't think that I will reach this level, but it's very gratifying that there are people who do enjoy my content. I don't claim to be an expert. I never post myself as an expert. I'm just someone that's sharing my own personal experiences. And of course, I have learned some things what to do and what not to do, which I will be discussing later on. But when it comes to transitioning, I mean, we go through different stages in our lives. Okay. Um, Also, it's a time to adapt. Okay. As you get older, you learn new things. Also, you learn to adapt. Okay. Because the one thing that you should not do is remain stagnant. Okay. And there's certain content creators that are afraid to expand their horizons because they're used to doing the same thing over and over again. And the problem is when you're constantly doing that, your content becomes stagnant, and after a while, there's no growth. So, and actually, I'm being blessed that the fact that I have had on two separate occasions people hop on the panel that's from Europe. I mean, I actually have one person that came from the Netherlands and another person that came from the United Kingdom, which is very gratifying because that means that there are people in Europe that watching my content. And considering there's a good 5 6 hour difference, so it's like it's a little past 9:30, so it's like about 2 or 3:30 in the morning over in the UK. And I never thought that I'll have people outside of the United States to watch my content, and it's very gratifying to me. And one thing I make it a point is showing appreciation to my supporters, okay? Because it's people like you who made it possible for me to enjoy success that I have. It's not a one person effort. It's a collective, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all the people that I have met here in these YouTube streets. Some of them I actually had the opportunity to meet in person, and I really appreciate that. And there's others that I speak with offline, either through telephone or through email or even through Discord. So I really have enjoyed my time here. Um, and of course, it's been a learning experience. I've learned certain things to avoid and certain things not to do. Okay. So hopefully, if there's anyone out there who's thinking of becoming a content creator, hopefully you'll take to heart what I'm going to say. Now, with that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. Now, before I continue, let me just state for the record that uh, the link to the channel, okay, the link to join the channel has been pinned. Should anyone wishes to hit that link and opine regarding the topic in question, they can do so. Now, as always, if I never seen you before, if I never heard from you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage to make sure that no one attempts to flash anything inappropriate, which would cause YouTube to take down the stream. And the reason why is the following: I have to do certain things to make sure to protect myself against people who try to flash anything inappropriate. Okay. But with that being said, let me just get into the topic. Okay. So let's say you're thinking about becoming a content creator. First of all, there are several different platforms where you can actually create your content. There's YouTube, There's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's Facebook, there is Rumble, and there's different other platforms where you might want to consider, um, sharing your content. Regardless of which content, which content that you plan to share, there's certain things that you need to get squared away. First of all, before you need to define yourself, who you're going to be. Okay, and what do I mean by that? What I mean is the following: um, you need you need now. Before I continue, let me just state for the record. Okay, first of all, I have a guest, so let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host on the channel. Any attempt to copy material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your right to engage. Some of the views that people hold may be offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now I'm going to bring in my guest. Good evening, George.
Hey, good evening to you, Jose. Carry on with what you were talking about.
Okay, so the topic is tonight how to become a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing, before you even think about it, you need to define who you are and what is the nature of the content that you're going to share. Do you have any insights regarding this topic?
Yeah, like whatever your particular passion is and your niche is. Hey, Irby. But yeah, whatever that may be, just, market it accordingly, use the right hashtags, then also be consistent with whatever it is that, that's obviously connected to your heart, and just put it out there on a regular basis, and it should do well. But even if you end up like developing like a smaller platform, or you're like a more of a content creator that's, kind of a little bit more like on the outskirts, that's okay. You never know. Because you already see my Facebook, for instance, and on Facebook, by the way, I have a following of 1,800 people, but my content is mainly Christian material, and obviously the Lord has me in that direction, so I just go based on what he's having me doing and just putting it out there in hopes that people are going to be edified by it. So I guess that's just my own way of being a good content creator.
Yes. Well, once you define what is your niche, so to speak, then you start thinking about which platforms that you're going to produce your content. One thing is very important, that you become familiar with what is the community guidelines with each platform that you're going to enter, because there's certain things that you can do and there's certain things that you can't do. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's true, though, because, I am going to say this. You do automatically become the copyright owner of what you do. And so if I make like a bunch of videos, though, but you are like using it to misrepresent me in some way, though, then I could actually get that striked.
Yes.
Or vice versa. So I would just say, be aware of like the rules and guidelines. Understand what it is when it is copyright infringement or when it is fair use. That just actually reminds me about something, though. But I'm going to actually end up paying $45, by the way, to get some of my videos copyrighted, though, since some folks like to misrepresent my old videos, by the way. They're misrepresenting me in a lot of ways with my old videos. So going to get that stuff copyrighted so that I can get that stuff striked. So, I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very important that whatever is your platform that you're going to add your content, become familiar, reasonably familiar with the community guidelines because it covers areas. Like for example, you cannot use another content creator's material without express permission, which is why it's been my philosophy. Before I'll share someone's content, I always ask their permission because I would never share anyone's content unless I have their explicit permission to do so.
Yeah. And then just read up on what fair use is, by the way. Like, I don't mind people, like, for instance, like using a lot of my old works from like the 20 teens, by the way, the mid to late 20 teens. But if people are going to use stuff like that to misrepresent my current views, then that actually is not fair use. So therefore, I'm going to strike that, by the way.
Yes.
You have to ask me first over whether you can use that, and then also take note of the year and time of which I recorded that. So it'll be better to brush up on that. So for extra protections, when it really becomes to becoming a good content creator, is get some of your work copyright protected. It's only $45 on the copyrightoffice.gov.
Okay.
So
Also,
if you have some stuff, Jose, go for it.
Also, in here in YouTube, there are other things that you cannot do. Like for example, you cannot show violent content. You cannot show nudity. You cannot show children being exploited. Because unfortunately, there's certain individuals that will try to share that type of content.
Yeah, it's not Pornhub, so yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
No, so it's okay. So once you've determined what is your niche, and once you're familiar with what you can do or cannot do, then you create your content. Now there are certain individuals that will only do videos. There's certain individuals that will only do lives. My suggestion is to do both. Okay. Why do both? First of all, it gives you an opportunity, to become widely known. Now, of course, being a new content creator, it's a struggle to grow because no one really knows about you. And YouTube, like for example, YouTube, it takes a while before your content becomes discovered and becomes recommended.
Yeah, because also the algorithm prioritizes content creators who are just a little bit more familiar to the community, who have garnered a certain amount of views and have a particular amount of followers too.
Mhm.
So that's where a lot of unrecognized talents start to come out of the woodwork. But it's all connected to the algorithm. But it's not really going to prioritize like smaller content creators unless they really start to use the proper hashtags, or if they have really chimed in on a serious topic that's happening in the social climate. If they could do that, then yeah, because like, how on TikTok I made the video about Shiloh Hendricks.
Yes.
And yeah, it got a lot of views, over 1,000 views, and lots of comments, hate comments for sure. But that's just another example where the algorithm is going to prioritize a serious social issue that's happening. And if you tie yourself to what the algorithm is prioritizing, then that will definitely kickstart your content creator career.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did one short that has gotten, I believe, has gotten like about 25,000 views, and it got like over 1,000 likes, and I actually gained 12 subs just from that short.
Nice. Yeah, and there's a lot of like also, Christianity, topic of faith, religion, that's also is a very heated thing that's still happening in the climate. So, chiming in on that stuff since the algorithm is also prioritizing that, that
Mhm.
will also help you in the process because I uploaded that one short of that rapper, Christian gospel rapper Pishko, and that video got over 1,000.
Now,
So
let me ask you a question. Was that under fair use, or you actually reach out to this rapper and ask for permission to air it?
he allows people to share his videos on TikTok. He allows us to download them though to share it out because he wants us to get his name out there. But no, I did not personally ask him. But since he does allow people to click the download button and just reshare it, he's cool with it.
Okay, because one thing we
But
have to understand. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, he could just change his mind and just decide to just say that actually I don't want people using it. But yeah,
Yeah. One thing we have to bear in mind that you as the content creator, you determine whether your content is to be shared or not shared, and under what circumstances.
yeah.
Because
But no, yeah.
unfortunately, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
sorry, go on.
because unfortunately, you have certain individuals that will use your content, um, not no, basically to malign, to insult, or to downgrade. I mean, basically, we have dealt with that from our ops.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Like I said earlier, though, is
So,
that, just know your rights as the content creator. And if, you know, like I said, get some of your videos uploaded to copyrightoffice.gov and get it like formally copyrighted to where if anybody is using any of your older material to misrepresent you right now in your current state, then yeah, that's just when it's not going to be protected under fair use.
hmm
Well, yeah, I mean,
now
dude,
when
you
it
have
comes, yeah,
people using stuff.
yeah,
I mean, for instance, you have people using my videos from 2017, 2018, when I gotta admit, I am not even remotely the same uh, person as I was in 2017 and 2018. So I'm like, people, you really got to get yourself updated about the radical transformations that has happened over the past 7 years. So because of that, it's time to get some things straight, you know.
yes. Now, one thing that it would help you is develop some sort of norms that you're going to that you're going to allow on your platform and not allow. Okay. Now, in my case, I don't have like 10,000 rules and what have you. Basically, it's on this platform, everyone must be mutually respectable of each other. We can disagree as long as we are respectable. Okay. However, gaining access to this platform does not give you the right to insult me, does not give you the right to insult anyone on the panel or anyone on the chat. Okay. Now you will be warned if you're doing any of those activities, and if you persist, you're going to be removed or you're going to be blocked or both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
set boundaries.
yes. Now, there's been certain individuals that have been permanently banned from this platform. And I don't make that decision lightly. I made it because it's a constant repetition of not respecting this space because this is my cyber home. So, certain individual has been permanently banned. Um, Saccharise is one. Mister is another one. Okay, and another one which I'm not going to say. Good evening, Gigi.
Good evening, Gigi.
Hey Jose, hey Georgia, hey Irby. How y'all doing? Hey, shout out to the Cloud Watchers.
Oh, I'm doing fine, thank you. How you been tonight?
I'm good. Long day, but I was like, let me go check and see if Jose's over there, what he got going on.
Yeah,
So the
Donner
topic for
Japanese
tonight,
board.
yeah. So the topic for tonight, how to become a content creator.
Okay.
So
Hey
good
Don.
evening, gentlemen.
Hey, Don.
So I'm
Hey.
just sharing. So I'm just sharing my thoughts, and of course
Okay.
you've been a successful content creator. Of course, you have deleted and then restarted a few times due to certain activity from the circus.
hmm
So,
So what advice have you guys given so far?
Um,
first of all, you need to determine what is going to be your niche. Okay, what are those things that you're interested in? Also, you need to be
Yeah.
familiar with what is acceptable, what's not acceptable on the platform that you're going to air your content. And then you need to have some sort of boundaries that set, because people are entering into your cyber home, so to speak.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
I also just said though is that just know how the algorithm works though, because the algorithm is going to prioritize like certain
Hey
things
Queen.
in the social climate that are trending, like the whole Shiloh Hendrix case. That was a social issue that was definitely trending, and the algorithm was prioritizing that. And then, hey, as a result of chiming in on something like that, my video on TikTok about that issue, I guess you could say, went somewhat viral though. So that is also another good.
Oh, are they reacting to you? Are they doing like what do they call it? Stitches over there?
Yep,
Are they dragging you, Georgia?
yep. I actually already talked about it though. I already talked
Oh,
about
okay.
it.
I was gonna say that's actually what I would have picked as well is as a new content creator is like really knowing your what do they call it, your SEO or whatever, your hashtags, just like all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just like your description. There really is like a method to the madness, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then also,
I just want
oh, sorry, go on,
I just
Jose.
want to I just want to acknowledge that Mrs. Queen's Sunkiss is in the chat. Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. Go ahead,
Thanks.
Jojo.
Also, just articulate your points and whatever the subject matter is. Learn how to speak, eloquently or be eloquent, because you you're either that or not, and
Mhm.
people will for sure take you seriously if they can see that you know how to speak and you know how to articulate your points. So that's another tip. And then, yeah,
But
like I
yeah, you
said
gotta
earlier,
know like you gotta know if you even want to be taken seriously. That's why like picking your niche comes in. Because some
yeah,
people just
Mhm.
come on to be funny or to troll or to be educational. Like there's just so many different reasons people come on and make channels.
yeah, it's exactly kind of like how, like, when I made my video regarding the Shiloh Hendrix case, I just said that, well, both sides out here are out of line, though, because people are now out of line with now threatening her life, but then, like, why she was out of line for thinking that it's okay, it's cool to verbally abuse small kids when doing
So is
so
that
was
what they take issue with? The fact that you said that like them threatening her and stuff like that was wrong. Is that what they're taking issue?
they're taking issues with everything that I talked about in my 2-minute video regarding her. Like, one side doesn't like that I called out the side threatening her, and then the other side does not like that I was reprimanding her too. Because, long story short, I think it's cool to do that to little kids. There's a huge moral compass issue that's happening in your heart, and you may want to get that checked. And there's no excuses for that. So
hmm
both sides don't really like that I said that people were making excuses. So
Okay.
yeah, that's all. So, but long story short is that the
I think they
algorithm.
were trying to rationalize in my comment section.
What's going on?
No, I said they came to try to rationalize in my comment section too. Like nobody's talking about these two kids that were murdered last week, or this or that, or this or that. I mean, it's just deflection because if you're talking about a specific topic, we could all think of a million different things worse that has happened from any topic we can cover, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so it really doesn't matter. But they're, the white side of things, they're trying to deflect and act like there's nothing wrong and it's just a word. And of course, obviously, and I wouldn't just say the black side. I would probably say more so like the left, because there's like a lot of different communities that's mixed in with that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, let's be honest. They love to ruin a bitch's life, so it is what it is.
But you know something, in all fairness, I mean, I mean, how you going to address a small child in that way? Whatever happened to the time when a child misbehaved, when you have a discussion with the child's parent or parent, okay? That's and that's something that people are not thinking about. But apparently, it's okay to say the N word to a small child. I mean, I'm not just. I mean, believe me, I'm not justifying anyone making threats about her. I mean, both sides are wrong.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of
Yeah, but at
people
the same time, like the whites are especially wrong in this situation, though. The way that they're justifying this, the way that they're portraying this 5-year-old child like some criminal. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous and it's absolutely shameful. And that's why I said on my video, like, if you want to take up a cause where, like, okay, you were discriminated against, or people were harassing you for being white, or even calling you racist names, that's one thing. But this is what you guys want to like rally behind: a grown woman calling a baby a racial slur. It's disgusting.
and also Gigi, look at my shirt. Okay. And you too, Jose, check this out. I mean, you guys have already seen it though, but it looks like I'm wearing it again today. See?
No flipping excuses.
And don't you think people are making excuses? You know that hell is full of
Oh.
people who made excuses. You know that, right?
Mhm.
So
You
don't
know,
we have a problem here?
To be fair though, I didn't get deep into the story that was going on like the past couple of weeks, but there was that black kid who stabbed that white kid to death. Now I didn't get all in depth into that case, but regardless of what the situation was going on, I believe that kid is clearly in the wrong, and they were kind of doing the same thing. I saw them in the comment sections, defending him and saying that's what they get. We don't give a fuck. You guys don't have what happens to us. So I mean, it definitely goes both ways. It just seems like right now, everybody want to get on social media and fight, and I guess they're gonna make it a black white thing again. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
What all of that stuff is just the fact that the flesh this is I even made a video earlier though, and I guess since we're talking about how to be a good content creator, well, like I said, find out what the algorithm is prioritizing though. So like when it comes to like faith, Christianity, religion though, the algorithm is definitely in on that though. And just from like the
Mhm.
faith-based standpoint though, I said in my video, a new video I made on Facebook and TikTok, is that the flesh is not a believer and it's going to want to do what it wants to do. Like the flesh just doesn't want to forgive somebody, doesn't want to pray for somebody, doesn't want to edify anybody. Instead, that your flesh wants to match the negative energies of other people. And what's bringing that out? A lot of the racially motivated stuff that's going on. That's really getting a lot of people into their flesh.
Mhm.
Yeah, and and trying to defend despicable things just based on race is also a slippery slope, and it shows a decline in the morality of like the society that we live in. Because
Mhm.
like I said, I didn't get too involved in that other story. I did see some parts of it. They were saying that he was being bullied and stuff like that. I'm sorry, either way, if you're being bullied or not, doesn't give you the right to go up and stab somebody in the chest multiple times, or however many times, or whatever it was. Just like when the little white kids or whatever, they get bullied at school and they're kind of like outcasts and socially rejected, and they come and they shoot up the whole school. We don't make excuses for them either. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Well, I guess I wore my shirt at the right time then, because excuses, excuses, excuses. Now, like I said, people don't
There's
threaten
real
girls.
injustices going on in the world. You know, there's real injustices that people could be rallying behind. Is my point.
Mhm.
Exactly, though. Like I'm not concerned about basically a part of some random woman that nobody even knew saying that, though. But should she have said that? No, no, because there are bigger fish to fry. Much
I mean,
bigger
I'm all
fish.
for the public shaming of her. I'm all
Right.
for the
Can
public
I actually
shaming
be?
of her, though.
Yeah. Can I actually be honest with you, Gigi and Jose?
Sure.
Mm.
I'd like when I saw that video though, I mean, yeah, it was wrong, morally wrong though. But can I be honest here though? Now this is just me finally gonna say something about just a worldly issue. Because I'm fine talking about maybe some worldly issues here and there. But I will be honest, but there are a lot of white women like Shiloh who are secretly in bed with black men, by the way. I've met them before.
Yeah.
I've met
Mhm.
them. And
Hmm.
those old circles that I was a part of, I was rolling with a lot of the neo-Nazi crowd. I actually knew a girl who actually had a biracial baby with her black boyfriend at the time. She had an abortion though, and then she decided to just go full-on Nazi girl. But there were other women like that too. You will actually at
Oh
times
man, I
even
feel
find
bad for
some of
that
the
baby.
yeah, because I'm just like just because a person may have some like racist sentiments and attitudes going on, that doesn't mean that they aren't really going to get in bed with a black dude. So I will
Mhm.
not be surprised if Shiloh happens to be one of them. So I don't care about that case. I let it go, and I just hope that hey, that she can hold herself accountable someday. But other than that, I just let it go. And that's what people are
Yeah.
not so happy about.
Of course, one problem is one having a content creator for a while. You're gonna have people who are gonna be what we call ops, which is opposition, because either they don't like your
Jose's like, get
content,
back on topic.
Yeah. Yeah, I
like
agree, man. Get
either
back
they
on.
don't like your content, like they don't like your content, or they don't like the people that you hang with.
I would just say
And
don't care about that.
yeah,
Don't care
and
about that.
looks like we just okay. I know it's a reality, something we all have to deal with. Okay, and one thing it will help is you have to have thick skin.
Oh, welcome back, Gigi. Did you
Yeah.
you dipped out?
Yeah, accidentally push the button. Yeah, you
It's
definitely got to
okay.
have, thick skin. And that's something that I definitely struggle with on here. Because it is within our human nature to want to, defend ourselves and fight back. But unfortunately, that kind of works against you in this world. It's completely different than it would be in a different situation. And like on YouTube, is actually better to just ignore and not even fight back. You know what I mean? But it's in our
Well,
human nature to want to defend ourselves. You know,
well, yeah. I mean, like it goes
when people
back
are
to what I
spreading
said.
lies about you.
Well,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it goes back to what I said is that your flesh is not a believer. It wants to do what it wants to do. So yeah, if it wants to just pop off, then it's going to do so.
Well, look, we all have dealt with ops. We all have dealt with people who cast dispersions about us and deflection and call us everything but a child of God. Okay, unfortunately, the whole situation hurt people, and the fact of the matter is, we have certain individuals that have untreated trauma or whatever, people that need therapy. But what they do is that basically they create drama for other content creators, and some of them go to extremes. Like, and you, unfortunately, Gigi, you've been the victim of that. Good evening, Rizal. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Hey, Riza. Yeah, well,
There
for
is.
me, I've already decided to, like, as far as like hybrid going off the freaking rails over there, like, I'm going back to ignoring him like he does not exist. Because at this point, like, if you don't have anything to add to the conversation besides just attacking and insulting people, I literally have no use for it anymore. And that's how you become irrelevant in the conversation. Because I mean, I know you guys probably seen the videos and what's been going on with Ginger, and so she basically went to Mulatto Vanguard's channel and got rejected from over there. Which, let's be clear, there's a lot of other people over there that are light skinned black people, but they are, I guess, welcome. But, let's be honest, Ginger's an older woman that, Mulatto Vanguard doesn't probably want to sleep with, so they don't care. They can throw her to the wayside, they can drag her. Um, but yeah, so Hybrid was going over there and making memes on her and like associating her with us. Like, I don't know Ginger. I just
I
saw
don't know
Light
her.
Skin Historian had made a video. Yeah, I saw Light Skin Historian had made a video, and then I did a response to his video. And then all of a sudden, when I make the video, it's, oh my God, it's a light skin gender war. Actually, that's the same title that Light Skin Historian had on his video. So when you play off of another video in the sector, that's what I was doing. But it just goes to show that even me deleting my channel again, if I even make a video on a topic, everybody's in an uproar, And so thank you guys for, giving me all the power that you do. Period.
Oh, wait a second. I think I may know the woman you're talking about. Wait a second. Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, she tagged me in one of her videos about if I'm thinking about the right woman. Well, is she the one who did the movie review of the latest movie, Sinners?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And so
Okay,
Hybrid's
yeah, I
like
know her.
trolling her over there. He's putting like a frog with a
I
red
see.
wig on and stuff like that. He's like trolling her now.
I see. Ginger treats for you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know her. Okay, yeah. She tagged me in one of
She
her
seems like
videos.
a nice lady and she wants peace. She seems like a nice lady and she wants peace for everybody. But I mean, I do think that she has like unrealistic expectations, because when you come into the sector and you see people fighting, you're like, oh, this can just be like worked out or whatever. But like, she doesn't realize that some of these people are really insane. Like, it's not going to work out, sis. Like, you're now on their troll list.
Now,
Because
Hybrid tagged me one of his videos. I mean, why? Because I don't mention anything about him. I guess he does whatever he wants, and I have no issues with him. It's just that, look, the reality is this: we're going to deal with certain individuals that have issues for whatever reason. The best thing to do is just to ignore them, let them say whatever they want. I mean, and when everything is said and done, basically you could just give me us free press.
Yeah, I mean that's
Well,
what
I
everything that I've learned as a
that,
content.
I'm not. Also, like, this is the thing that all the weirdos do. Every time that I share a person in the sector that's really kind of new and people don't really know who they are, which I do a lot because I support like the sector, okay? And so I support people's videos, and then I see the weirdos, they start going over there and being all nice and trying to like ice me out and like bring the person over there and all this weirdo shit. Like, I'm done with all of that bullshit. Like, I'm not giving free press to none of these bitches. None of them or whatever, unless I just really enjoy your content or whatever. But I don't got time for none of that crazy shit over there with them weirdos, because no matter what, who I talk to or whoever I get friendly with, they're going to go over there and either start sucking up to try to like get cool with them to kind of like get them away from me, or they're going to go over there and harass them until they get away from me. So
yeah,
I
I
don't know
know.
what to tell y'all. These people are obsessed still 3
Yeah, I
years
know.
later.
That's true though. I mean, but that's where when it becomes to becoming like a good content creator, you just have to have that thick skin to be able to like handle it though and just ignore them and just continue with whatever good work you have going on for yourself.
Yeah, but the point that I'm making is that when you try to network with other content creators and you constantly have other people interfering, that
That's
becomes an issue.
I
That's an
agree though
issue.
because
Everybody
I
else can
agree.
freely move around here and talk to whoever they want to. But for me, it's a problem.
I know because, like, for instance, like Future was trying to do that to me when she was
Yeah.
conversing with a Creole lady.
Hmm.
Yes, so she tried. So yes, I can actually relate to that though. Like saying that, oh, I was trying to
Well,
warn
imagine it's like
about
almost the whole sector, not just one person. Imagine it's
yes.
everybody. Okay, that's the problem. People are way too invested into me.
Hold on. It looks like Jose, you have somebody in the chat. Hold on, I'm gonna just write and say go away.
Who's
You're not,
Mister?
Okay.
dude. You're
It's
not coming up here. You're not coming in here. Go away. Go away. That's right, Jose. I'm shooing him off. Go away, man.
Oh, is that the guy that was you were fighting with over at Miss Elite's?
actually he's fighting with
I know,
me.
Queen. I am.
He's fighting with
I
me.
backtrack. I backslide, but I am. What'd you say, Jose?
He's
I know,
fighting with
Queen.
me.
Why is he
Look,
fighting with?
Calling Jose
I
illegal.
told you that you were gonna get another troll attached to your ass, going back and forth with that dude.
okay, but you know something? This is a person that somehow, I don't know how he did it, but he got kicked off of YouTube and Rumble.
Damn, what'd you do to get
How
kicked off of
crazy
Rumble?
you get yourself
I
kicked
thought
off
Rumble was like the Wild Wild West, free for all. That's what I thought Rumble was.
of No, but he's talking about that I'm undocumented and he's going to call ICE on me.
Yeah, wow.
Jose, please, with the way things are going, there's no due process or nothing. Lord, we can't have ICE showing up and carting you off to Guatemala or El Salvador or wherever.
Not gonna happen. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, didn't that happen to somebody who was a citizen? I think it
Yeah,
has happened.
a couple of people.
Huh?
Yeah, a couple of people.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. There's no due process right now.
Collateral
It's actually
damage.
very, yes, it's pretty problematic.
Yeah, but it does bring us to another something that's very important. It's very at time. Hopefully, when you develop a community, that you have what's called moderators that help you make sure that none of the weirdos enter your platform.
Well, you done recruited one of Miss Elite's trolls this way, Jose, Lord. And Miss Elite, Miss Elite, what was she? The queen of MGTOW? That's what it was. So like it's a lot of incel weirdo over there trolls, Miss Elite.
Oh yeah,
Enough.
yeah, like
You got
that
enough.
Tinder guy.
I don't know who Mr. is if he is one of those, but I'm just saying, like in general, I know that she has a lot of trolls. So
Okay. Well, what little I know about the incel is now supposedly he's engaged to be married. Okay, whatever.
okay.
He might be engaged to his left hand or his right hand, and he has this a team of people that are going out striking other people's channels and what have you.
Oh Lord, not the strike team. Well,
A strike
lucky for
team
you,
of
you don't have
one.
anything over here problematic, so that ain't gonna work on you.
I mean, look, the only thing that my people bring up is the fact that at one time I actually cursed out as Zacharias on your platform.
What you say? I'm gonna
That's
get
from
off the
like
fucking platform.
that was like from 2023, I believe, right? And that goes
I
back
get off
to
the fucking
Yes.
platform.
if he continues to do that, I'm getting off the effing platform.
Yeah, that was how. Yeah, you had the right imitation.
If he continues, I'm getting off the effing platform.
Platform.
Jose. Don't worry, Jose. We love you, man. It's
But
all
Jose was
it's
new
okay.
this way, and he wasn't really aware of how things were working on my platform at that time. So he was kind of more easily triggered, I think, at that time. He kind of knew.
2023. Yes.
But you
Yeah.
know what? It's okay. It's okay because basically he got roasted on my platform.
Well, it's okay though, Jose, because remember, you guys are going to be actually um, making amends and forgiving each other on my platform. Okay,
Okay.
that's when you two are
Well,
going to establish closure between one another on my stream. Okay, where Don Armando is going to be the co-mediator. Okay.
mhm, yeah. Well,
So you
we
checked out
will.
that guy's channel, Jose?
Um, are you talking about the incel? Or are you talking about Zacharias?
The guy who that you're Mister, you did he has a platform, right?
He had a platform. He had multiple platforms that have been deleted in on YouTube, and he got
Oh,
kicked out
okay,
of
nothing now.
Rumble.
Okay. All right, just wondering.
No,
Yeah.
I
Good
haven't seen
evening,
Irby.
Irby.
Well, Irby hasn't been on here in a while.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
What the?
Nothing
Okay.
much.
Well, Mister tried to invade the space.
Mister, who's Mister?
Okay. He's the lonely, pathetic incel that got himself kicked out of YouTube and Rumble.
Y'all say he hang out in Mr. Elite's channel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Never heard of him. He's the one. Oh, hold on. He's the one that was trying to get rid of Angry by Rachel's channel, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right.
Oh, and
Is he trying to get rid of it? What way?
Irby, according to him, I'm undocumented.
Really?
I
Puerto
missed
Rican?
where I missed their interaction of where things went wrong. So I only just heard about it from Jose, but I missed like what happened with y'all on the stream.
You realize Puerto Rico is part of the United States, right?
You know
What?
what? I don't know, and I don't care. Because really, I mean, look, let me tell you something. You have to be a special type of pathetic to get kicked off of YouTube and Rumble.
I did notice though, like that's now the new like insult or like roast for like people that are Hispanic now. Everybody be like, I'm finna call ICE on your ass. Well, I not just Spanish actually, because I saw like in that what's the African lady's name? You watch her too, or you did YouTube cameras. They were saying they were gonna call ICE on her too.
Oh boy. Well, you know what I say? The circus is alive and unwell. But look, the fact of the matter is,
That might give you copyright. I don't know. I hear music. That might give you copyright.
yeah, I don't know who's playing it. But look, the fact of the matter is, as content creators, there's certain things that we must be aware of, and part of it is that we're going to have people that going to have issues with. I mean, just simply because we exist. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, uh, we have had people call us every conceivable name other than being a child of God. I'm not going to repeat it because it's been said multiple times. Um, I'm just going to go continue to be the best version of myself. And apparently, I've been doing recently well because look how my channel has grown.
Listen, I was joking with Multi, and I said I needed to get me some braids or something, so so I could be more black passing before before ICE tries to snatch me up too. Me and Multi were laughing about that.
Wait, multi?
Dreamy, my bad. Sorry, it's hard after a couple of years, name change. But yeah.
Multi. Oh, okay.
Blame,
Yeah.
She was laughing. She's like, "No, for real," because I was in the store, and then it was like somebody was looking at me like, "Is this chick freaking legal or some shit?" It's just wild though that we have to think about these things now.
yeah. It's sad, but it's a reality. But look, but
I'll say
I
this.
mean,
So one of
hey,
the girls
as
did
you,
ask me, "What am I?" And I told her, but I don't
Mhm.
think that's really going to be something that I would have to think about. Maybe. I mean, I always stand to be corrected, but no, not really. I don't think so.
My mother told
It
me,
was just more of a joke. It was more of a joke because most people think that we're Spanish when they see us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
mother was asking me, do I have my birth certificate with me? I'm like, why would I have my birth certificate? I'm like, I just told her to calm down. I just told her to calm down.
I think it really depends like Gigi though. But probably like I would say in the eyes of mainly like whites or something though, yeah, we may kind of appear as like other to them though, but to black people it's a little bit of a different case.
In what way?
That they can oftentimes tell that we are also a part of them. Like in the South, they would definitely already know like what me and you are though. But probably maybe like in the
I
Midwest,
live
like
in the South, and black people. I live in the South, and black people always ask me if I'm Puerto Rican. So you just never can tell.
yeah, I guess where I mean like where my mom is from, like Mississippi, Louisiana. They would know like what me
Yeah.
and you are though because they have family members who look like us. So they'll be like, oh, you guys are like the high yellows, because that's what they used to
Well,
call.
maybe because in Florida there's a lot of Puerto Rican and Dominican people from New York, so they probably just that's another reason too. So it's not like it's you know, like we're not gonna stand out like that. They would just think, oh, it's just like because there's a lot of Dominicans and Puerto
Mhm.
Ricans in Florida. I don't know that there is in Mississippi. You know what I mean?
Not
It's diverse here. Where in
Yeah, it's very diverse here.
in
diverse.
places like Oklahoma, Mississippi, it's like just black and white.
Yeah, that's what I meant though. It's regional,
And that's like
so
it's like
it's
we
like
are
it's
country, but some people like we're from where you're from, like around that area and stuff. They'll like say that Florida's not really country, like even though we are. You know what I mean? Because it's like a different type of country, maybe.
hmm
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay.
So that's what I meant. It's just regional though. Like in my mom's home state of Mississippi, Gigi, they would know what we are, or Louisiana.
Hmm.
They would probably think that you're just probably another high yellow Creole girl. That's what they'll probably think of you as if they were to probably see you, even where my grandmother's from, which is New Orleans. That's what how they would probably see you.
Yeah,
So it's regional.
yeah, that makes sense. 'Cause it's like a
Whereas
big
like in
community there.
Florida,
Yeah.
it's different though. I mean, I'm from California. That was a little bit different, but then now my experience in the Midwest was also different. So it was just regional. That's what I mean. Is that the racial and cultural perceptions are going to be different depending on the people and the region of where you're at. That's what I mean.
Like I literally just had like a black guy approach me at the gas station. He's like, "You speak English?" I'm like, "Yeah." So it's different here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
regional.
But in Louisiana, like you said, there's a lot of mixed people in Louisiana with the Creoles and stuff. So it's different, I guess. I don't
Hmm.
think like a
well,
lot of biracial. Well, there is a lot of biracial people here, but it's mostly, I would say, Latinos.
Hmm.
well. This
Even my
weekend,
mom
I
said,
actually sorry.
"Oh, sorry."
This weekend, I actually reached a milestone that I actually reached 300,000 views on my platform.
That's what's up. Congratulations, Jose.
Thank you. So I guess this lonely, pathetic, senile old man know a couple of things or two.
So then you just ignore them.
Congratulations.
What's his name tags me every day on my on my stuff. I just completely ignore him. He's sitting over there ranting and making action figures out of people.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I know. I
Honestly,
think mine
though,
had
yeah,
like a monitoring anklet or something, like a wine bottle and some other shit. I was like, okay.
yeah. That was funny though. I mean, I actually ended up screenshotting the one that he made of me, and then I'm just gonna, even though it was blasphemous,
I
but a
laugh
little.
at silly shit like that. It's the other shit that I'm just like, I don't got no time for. But those little silly memes or whatever, I don't care about that.
And he attacking a woman he barely knows. He doesn't even know. I don't even think they even spoke.
He's attacking women because he thinks they're associated with us and they're not even associated with us as well. And at the same time, though, but what do you guys think, though? Because Ginger, she's been watching Mulatto Vanguard's channel for a while. So, like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, why are you acting surprised that they're over there being anti-black? That's what they do, like, every week. I don't know, you know?
So Ginger, light skinned black woman, or is she biracial? I don't really know.
She's a light-skinned black woman.
Well, she should know that there's the anti-black coming out of them over there.
She made a video calling it out after they, yeah, she was, like, offended by whatever he was talking about, and she made a video. And so, yeah, he put, like, a little something up that was like, we're exclusive. I don't know what it said. We're exclusive over here or something like that. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know exactly what it said, but basically, like, you're rejected. That's how I took it.
She just needs to ignore them. They over there think Prince is biracial, so I just sit there and just laugh at them.
I just had to go over there and be nosy because after she made that video, I'm like, well, what happened? So I went over there because, I hate to go over there and look at his shit. But I wanted to be nosy and see what happened. And I was just like, I don't know. It was kind of embarrassing to me. Did any of y'all see that?
No, I don't really
No,
follow it.
I did not. I mean, look, I am blessed in the way because I have other content creators that I actually do enjoy. No disrespect intended towards him. I mean, look, I would prefer to watch content that I will enjoy, that I can get, that I can learn something about.
Yeah, yeah. I was just going over there for the tea, really. I mean, I don't have no time for his nonsense anymore either. He brings us up every show too. So I don't have time for none of that nonsense. Everybody's gonna do what they want to do anyways. Let them go do their thing. Hybrid and the rest of them, they need to get a life and forget about Gigi.
I don't really follow his stuff like that, so I have no idea what's going on.
Well, they tag me all the damn time, or he does, so that's how I know.
Every
Shit.
time,
And then I
every
can't
day,
even get the tag off. I don't even know how to get the tags off.
Yeah, and
I
I
don't
never
know.
even knew about
You know what? I get tagged too, and it's
You
like,
need
why?
You need
Why?
to
Why tag me? Why tag me? I'm not saying anything about Hyper or anybody. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, and I
He knows
never
that
knew who
he
Ginger
knows
was.
people are ignoring him. He just renting over there by himself, so he just want to tag people so people can just look at it and probably get trigger somebody.
But if
okay, but you
everybody's in
know
the
what?
comment section and everybody's like communicating or talking about whatever the issue is, why wouldn't you come over there and actually add to the conversation in your position instead of wasting that time making yourself known to everybody else by just attacking us? Like, this is why their growth gets stunted as well. Like, you don't have anything else to talk about but us in this whole conversation of biracials versus light skins. It's been a fairly long history with this in the space.
Since 2021. I mean, during that time, I was in a completely different headspace.
But they're confused because Mulatto Vanguard has always said that he didn't care. He didn't want the MGMs over there. Remember, he didn't want the MGMs over there, and they're like basically like biracial and shit. A lot of
What's
them,
funny,
some of them are
funny
grifts,
though,
but
that's strange though, because clearly I am in that MGM dynamic, and he was
that's
pretty
not thing.
accepting of me until I was talking to people he didn't like, and until he started getting very two-faced towards me as well, like calling me Magic's simp or whatever. But other than that, he was pretty accepting of me for whatever reason. He liked my
He's always
testimony.
said that his platform is for black, white, like biracial people. And yeah, maybe he gave you a pass because you're very light with light eyes. But he made it very clear that he said that he thought the MGMs were just blacks and didn't really want them over there. And the light skinned black people, he definitely didn't want over there because they had the same mindset of regular black people. Irby, I know you heard this as well. Like, I'm not making this shit up. So
Yeah,
the reason, though,
yeah.
I think, though, is that they are confused right now because they
Oh,
see him working and promoting with other light skinned male content creators. So I think the
yeah.
audience is a little bit like confused, like, oh, so are we like allowed here now? And it's kind of embarrassing to even want to be somewhere where you've been gatekeeped out anyways. Like, I don't
But
know, it's
like
giving
Ginger was,
thirsty.
I
Yeah.
see Ginger was talking about that. She was talking about how there are some light skinned black people that can pass for biracial. I'm like, he's gonna go by Trust me, he might go by skin complexion. So now he's going by skin complexion because he have light skinned black people in MGMs over there now. He's claiming people that's not even biracial on his channel. So maybe he's
But
trying to
before
switch
he was
up.
like, it's not about the skin type; it's just strictly about the, the DNA or whatever. But
And then not
come
only
on now,
that,
these
though,
people are
there's that.
disingenuous.
There was
Race
also that.
topics always come back down to phenotype. All right, go ahead, Georgia.
And
Exactly.
I was going to say something on a related note is that, well, he was also actually praising Magic and his husband at the time for, procreating and actually having kids who are pretty much like me. So I'm a bit confused. So I think a lot of the racial
Yeah, and
topic also
screenshots came out of him talking shit about Magic. So, so it
yeah.
is what it
So
is.
it's just the point is that all these carnal, racially charged conversations end up flip flopping all over the place. So because I'm like at that point, her kids are like me, and then maybe her kids will have kids with kids. I mean, with people like them, and then you create people who have my dynamic.
Okay, so remember that guy Brian who was Creole Chief's friend. So I think he said that he had a biracial mom or something like that, or a dad. I'm not sure which one. I believe he said that he was mixed or whatever. And like, so Mulatto Vanguard immediately like rejected him, called him out, made content about him, said that he was just black and trying to infiltrate. So that's what I'm saying. So like, it is based on phenotype because there are light skinned people over there that are basically grifts, right? And nobody's challenging them. So it's phenotype.
No, yeah, my mom is a light skinned griff herself, and my dad was some Afro mulatto guy from Richmond, California, or San
Mhm.
Francisco.
It is
Yeah,
phenotype because it is phenotype politics. It is phenotype politics, Gigi. Because I know, because you know what, they claim Mariah Carey there, and I know they will claim Mariah Carey's kids, but they won't claim Lil Wayne and Laura London's son. So phenotype does matter to them over there.
Nobody questions the quadroons in the space, But I ain't gonna, but I'm side eyeing them when I see them in the space talking mad shit about black people when they're barely even black. Okay.
Well,
Yep.
right.
I
I
mean,
mean,
look,
well, I'm kind
that's
of honestly past. Oh, sorry, Jose.
you see, that's
We
why I
know we know
refer
the
to.
passage, but the sector still exists, and we're talking about it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I'm already past like a lot of that because I mean, you guys have already seen my genealogy results. You guys have seen my family. You guys saw my results. It's right there on my walls on the community tabs and even in my videos. And if people don't understand what they're seeing there or if they're just denying it, I don't know what else to tell them. I mean, like I clearly see, I'm like, guys, look, my community also says Louisiana Creoles, and it specifically said in the description that these were actually the mixed race Creoles that I come from. And if you actually even look at my grandparents too, my grandmother, for instance, she actually looked like she was Melungeon, and same as her husband, including her parents too. It also showed her communities as well. And I actually mentioned that my mom has a Cajun grandfather. I don't know what else to say. I don't think people get
But
it.
who's questioning
So,
that? Who's questioning you on that? Because you look mixed race. Like everybody can tell that you're mixed. Maybe if you cut all your hair off, you look a little bit more closer. You know, but you look mixed. So I don't.
Mhm.
I don't know. I haven't heard anybody really question your. Are they questioning that you're not a Creole? Is that what it is?
pretty much in a way. It's like,
Okay. Okay.
but
Yeah, because the Creole sphere, they got their whole little thing over there where they're like all challenging each other. That they're not really Creoles. I've noticed that, or they're not
Jojo,
Creole
hold.
enough.
How can somebody question you about not being Creole?
oh, dude, man, believe it or not, man, it's no
I know.
different. It's no different than
I've
it's
seen
no
it, but
different than
Uh,
people. It's no different than people questioning whether Dawn is Dominican or not. Same thing for
oh,
me.
oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh, 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 whether,
gaslighting. Hmm.
whether I'm legal or not.
Or it's no different than
I mean,
somebody like questioning
I
Jose
mean,
whether he's legal or
really?
not. So
I mean, come on. I mean,
so
I mean, I was born in the United States, and Puerto Ricans have U.S. citizenship for over 100 years. I mean,
Yeah, so
God bless America.
so I guess I'm
Sorry.
not really a Creole, and Jose is not really legal, and Don is not a Dominican after all. That's
Oh, and I saw
basically
a rumor about me in one of those videos over there. They said that I also am a skin bleacher. That's the newest one. They said that I bleached my
what?
skin as well. Yes, I
Oh my
saw it
goodness.
on that video with Harmony Simone. Somebody came in the comment and they wrote that I was a brown skin that bleached my skin, and I was like, wow, like, but this is the YouTube, like this. Anybody can just write a comment and then boom, that's a rumor. You know what I mean? It's wild.
You skin bleach. What are
Well,
you
Huh?
gonna skin bleach? What are you gonna skin bleach?
well,
No, I be trying to work on my tan, talking about a skin bleach.
But then
but
again,
guys,
it's what's this nice color on here? So
yeah, but guys,
They say
according to one
Kirby's a
person,
Haitian.
guys, according to one person, all my siblings are dead. Gee, I mean,
Wait,
they look
damn, Jose, that was morbid. Yeah, they say Jose. They say Irby's an immigrant from Haitian, but there are mixed race and light skinned Haitians too. I just think I don't know if is your family. Do you have Haitian family, or is that just to make it like extra on it?
no, I do have like my mother. She's half like West Indian, some shit like that. Shit like that.
Mm.
Yeah, but there are
But you're
mixed
not
people
Haitian.
in. No, but there are mixed people. There are mixed with people in the Caribbean all over the place in Latin America, West Indies,
Yeah.
and they date each other. So if they over there crying about mixed women not dating mixed women not dating them over there and all this shit. Go to DR, go to West Indies. The mulattoes date each other over there.
Well, I think they got tired of like maybe after 3 years in a row dragging blacks. I think they're starting to focus a little bit more on the whites now. So it's like, well, I guess if you're going to be hateful, at least be balanced in your hate because it is so embarrassing as a mixed race person to come out here and just hate on one side of you. It's like, oh, that is literally the tragic mulatto trope. You know what I'm saying?
Like you showed that picture today of those. You showed your picture. That picture on your post about with the women with the mulatto
Hmm.
women. That
From the
looked just
1950s.
yeah. That looked just like my mother and my aunts in their hometown and over there in the west in other than Grenada. You know Amanda Seals, where Amanda Seals from.
Hmm.
Yeah, there. Yeah,
yeah.
half Grenada. My mother.
Irby, considering all the stuff that we've been experiencing, are you having second thoughts about creating content?
No, I'm just chilling.
I mean, Irby, do you really want to be a content creator? Just curious, or do you really just? I think Irby just likes hitting panels and like.
Yeah, it's just like an
Well,
impanel.
You don't
at
really want
least,
to do content.
well, at least
Yeah.
Irby has never, at least, okay, guys, but at least Irby has never been kicked out of YouTube and Rumble at the same time.
Damn. Yeah, I heard they're making money on Rumble though right now. I need to go check out Rumble and see what they got going on over there. They say people are making money over there and building a following.
Yeah.
Are any of you guys on Rumble or like do you visit
I'm
Rumble?
not. Okay, I'm
No.
not, but I think Radical Latina was in Rumble one time. I don't know if he's still on it. And maybe Denise. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Oh
But you know
yeah,
one.
Gigi.
But one thing, you can't be stagnant. You have to continue to create content, and eventually, in time, you're gonna if you stay true to yourself, you're gonna attract other content creators, people like Miss Queen Sunkist or Miss Elite or even Embrace Your Curse and so many other people. I mean,
Well, let me.
when
I don't
you,
want to toot my horn, but I brought those people over here. But okay, just saying,
yeah,
just saying.
of course
You
you're
know,
gonna
some people want
attract
to
your
add that
close.
I add no value. I've introduced a lot of people to this space.
Yeah. Well, look, like I said before, Gigi, I mean, basically, either people love you or people that can't stand your guts. It's that simple.
It's all good though. I'm just going to, focus on making content and not so much on the politics. I'm cool with the friends that I do have. You guys are all solid over here. We don't have to worry about backstabbing each other, even though we don't agree on everything or whatever. But we all have mutual respect for each other, and I just choose to be around people that are like that.
Yeah. Which brings me
Also,
another. Okay, which brings me another point is that if you're going to be on other platforms, you need to be able to read the room, so to speak, and you know that certain things are going to be acceptable and certain things are not going to be acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody runs their channel differently. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't even think Georgia's not even entertaining. I don't think the racial discussions anymore. So, and that's the thing too. When we first was doing this, everything in the space that we're like, not everybody's going to come over here and want to talk about. And we would always say this: not everybody's going to come over here and want to talk about racial topics, but we still should be all supporting each other because that's the point, really, of the space is for community and support, not for it to be an echo chamber and everybody to think and act and believe in the same way.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, that's true because like the most recent thing that I did share was like go onto my community tab and it's a post from 8 days ago, and then that was just me sharing something from my ancestry DNA test that I took actually about pretty much 9 years ago, and it says communities Louisiana Creoles and Afro Americans, like early Virginias. And then latest one that was maybe remotely racial though was the one regarding Shiloh Hendrix. But then other than that though, a lot of my stuff is about my street life ministries, family, and then also gospel rap too.
yeah, you know what I'm seeing here from these pages with either the Creoles and the MGMs and even the light skinned black people. It's like they're trying to prove it's kind of crazy in reverse. Like they're trying to prove their mixedness towards some biracial people here. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Either you got the complexion but you don't got the hair, or you got the hair but you don't got the complexion. You got people calling people hair nappy and all crazy shit. People
It's
doctoring
always been
people.
like that in the beginning, though.
Yeah. Now, like, yeah, because I mean, like, my page is, it's becoming a little bit more faith based. But other than that, it's just a variety channel because, like, I'm always going to be what I am. I mean, I wake up and I go to sleep the way exactly as you guys see me. So why do I have to always talk about it?
When I
I
first
mean,
came over, I was just gonna say when I first came over, it was like we were all community. We all got up on lives. We weren't even like fighting, and even if we did fight, we would just make up and keep. We would just continue on. But I'm gonna be honest with you. It was literally these are the things that people forget. Like there are certain people that act like they're to build this space, and there's several of them, but it has really been to destroy it the whole time. And Hybrid is like the first one that started coming and like dividing the space and making drama and shit like that. And then behind him is the other guy that's been harassing all of us. So there's like certain ones that like they just want to
You
destroy
know
the
what?
space. They act like
You
they're
know what
for
my
the
problem
space.
is? I really want to know about the mulattoes in Canada. Why he doesn't talk about the mulattoes in Canada?
that's a good question. And and to be honest, the last time I spoke about anything racial related was my
Because
observation of running.
I'm gonna keep it real. Because I'm gonna keep it real with him. There's a where he's from, and here is too completely history. He should spend his time talking about the history of mulattoes in his own where he's at. I don't know why he
That
come
would
over here.
actually be good content. That would be something that we would actually be learning rather than him just dragging people in the space. We don't know much about mulattoes from Canada. That would be something interesting to bring to the fucking table. But
Yeah.
that can never happen.
He prioritizes drama over
Yeah.
talking about the mulattoes in Canada. That would be a fascinating topic.
Hmm. Like you
That
just
would
want to
be.
create AI of like half naked chicks, and you act like you're like the father of this movement. And it's like these people are delusional. Okay.
Because I know they got a category over there about for mulattoes over there, so it's completely different. Okay, just like in the UK here in the UK in America, it's completely different.
The grift is, y'all, is that they really are pretending like they want some sort of a movement or whatever. But in reality, they just want access to biracial women because they feel like biracial women don't want them in real life. Let's be honest. That's what it is. It's just that if you were really a pro biracial movement slash type person, why would you attack every other biracial content creator? Why? You would support them, right?
Yeah, true.
I mean, look, I know I'm like 5,000 years old and whatever, and my views are a little bit old fashioned, but really, if there's someone of the opposite sex that you wish to know, that you wish to, you know, you know, to have some sort of relationship, I mean, you just have to, put your best foot forward and present yourself and just share, try to know the person. But just going back and forth, talking about getting upset because this lady doesn't want to go out with you. I mean, come on. Not everyone's preference.
To each their own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care who anybody dates. Honestly,
Same.
I don't look at anybody any different. I am a product of interracial relations. So why would I care? That's the weird thing that I just don't understand. So, and it's so funny because I'm so late to the game, you guys. I literally just watched today The Imitation of Life. Like, and I've heard people in this space talk about it for so long. I just literally watched it today. As you've seen, like I shared like vintage photos and stuff of mixed race women. I just watched it today and I was bawling. Did you guys see that movie?
I have from 1934, right, with
And I
Frederica
was
Washington or Freddie
I
I
Washington.
saw
was
I
thinking
saw the
like, oh,
1951.
this isn't gonna make me cry because of the way the old school acting, it doesn't really hit the same. But then like I was totally bawling when the mom died, and then she was like crying on the casket, like I'm sorry. I was just like, oh my god, it was a good
Yep.
movie.
You saw what her white
Yeah.
boyfriend did to her when he found out she was mixed. Saw that part?
How did I miss that part? What white
Yeah,
boyfriend did she
it's
have?
the part. It was the part though where the black woman who's portrayed by Louise Beavers comes into a white class and says, "I'm here to pick up my daughter," and then the
Yeah,
daughter is trying to hide though because she was white passing, and then when when the mom says that no, she's actually colored because she's my daughter, she flips out. I've seen the
yeah, but I
movie.
didn't see her have a boyfriend, so I don't know, I must have missed that part. I don't know
So
how.
Oh, and by the way, you know
they
that
had two
Freddie
versions. They had two versions of the movie. They had a 1930s version. They had a 1950s version. I saw the 1950s version.
Oh, I saw
1959.
I saw the original.
So,
I saw the original 1934 version too. And then, by the way, Gigi, Freddie Washington is also MGM too, like me.
Which one is Freddie Washington?
Freddie Washington, she was the woman who was Paula in the movie.
Okay. Okay.
but they
Paola.
said the actress was actually a white woman.
But Freddie Washington, believe it or not, no, she was actually considered to be a black actress during that time.
Uh,
Mm. But
And
she
But
was passing. That's the whole point of yeah.
yeah,
She was like almost passing. Yeah, like
she
passing.
was. But she was actually technically MGM, along with those
Mhm,
like Josephine Baker and Lena Horne.
Hmm.
mhm. But just getting off
Billie
topic a little
Holiday.
bit. But just getting off topic a little bit. My lady's coming over to New York to visit me this summer, and one of the things I'm thinking about letting her on my platform, but I'm gonna have a little discussion with her because I let her know because there are certain weirdos out there, so I'm a little bit hesitant about bringing my lady on my platform.
Why do I feel like you brought her on before? Did you not bring her on here before?
Well,
Okay,
some like
only
it
as
weird.
far as like pictures, like, but never
Oh,
alive.
okay. Okay, I don't know why. It must have been somebody else then. It was somebody else that had somebody, so my bad. It wasn't you.
It's okay, no problem, no problem. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, I will have to translate because she doesn't speak much English. But it's just that I have to make sure, that you have to protect your loved ones. Make sure they don't get too much involved with the fluffery of the trolls and whatnot.
So let me ask you a question. So obviously, she's coming to visit you. You guys are working towards a relationship. As far as like being together, what does that look like as far as what's going on with the immigration situation? Can people still like come here and like get married and just move in like that, or is that kind of on a halt?
I think they can still do that, even considering what the current administration is doing. But these are things. I mean, and look, these are things that we're going to have to discuss. Obviously, um, as far as like, because I just don't see the situation that she's living over there and I'm living over here. Because at some point, and she did state that she wants to, if it does get into marriage, to live in the United States with me.
Well, yeah, you should be definitely checking on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Jose, you might be getting married and having your first kid. I hope it
She better
happens.
hurry up. She's what, 30 something? Yeah. Well, she's 30
Well,
something. You still.
okay. I mean, look, unlike Mister, I have a lady, okay, in my life, and I actually have a life, okay. Uh, I mean, look,
Jose, people are going to say that you are robbing the cradle.
You know what? I said too much last live stream. I'm gonna sit this one out.
We're messing
I
with
just
you,
told
Jose.
Jose, be
We love
careful,
you,
my
though.
friend. Be careful.
no, believe me, everything is going to be with discernment, and if it's not what it is, I'm fully prepared to just to walk away from it.
Well, yeah, you ain't got time to waste, and I don't mean that. I mean, none of us do at this point. We're at the age of our lives where we really don't have time to waste, right? Like,
Well, look,
so
I'm gonna be 63 in October. I mean,
that's what I'm
and
saying.
and let me tell you, and let me tell you something. I'm at the stage that I can retire anytime I wish.
You should be dating other women in New York right now that probably have those same qualities that are Dominican ladies or whatever it is that you like. Just because you're not tied down and you're not married, and you should probably have your options open because
Well,
who's to say she doesn't have her options open? She's in a whole other country. I'm pretty sure she does. Is that too mean to
yeah,
say?
yeah. I mean, look, I'm not naive.
Mhm.
I mean,
Unless you guys got
like
to
I said,
understand that it doesn't really matter because you're not, in the same country physically. So.
yeah. But I get it. Believe me. But one thing I do appreciate the fact that I have a community here of people who support me, who support my content. Okay, so obviously I'm doing something right.
Yeah, but you should open up your options.
Yeah. Well, we will see. We will see. But oh, by the way, how is Dreamy doing recently? I mean, I haven't seen much of her lately.
She's doing well. I haven't talked to her maybe like a couple of days or so, but she's doing good. Yeah.
Okay, looks like we lost Georgia, but look, I'm glad to see her that she's creating content, and of course I do share her content because I'm gonna do everything I can to help her channel grow.
Hmm.
And it's the same thing with you, Gigi, Irby. Whenever you decide to create content, I'll do this. I'll do likewise.
Irby admitted tonight that he doesn't actually want to do content.
Okay. Well, that's
Is
it.
Irby even still there?
I'm still here.
Okay. You quiet.
Well, at least he didn't get himself kicked out of Rumble and YouTube at the same time.
How'd you get kicked out of YouTube?
Well, it's easy to get kicked out of YouTube. I don't know how easy it is to get kicked out of Rumble, though. Once you get demonetized, once you get your channel struck down, then by per the terms of service, you're not allowed to open another channel. Of course, we see people do it all the time, but if you got enough people that are obsessed with you to report that you open a new channel, then it will just eventually get snatched as well.
Yeah, people do get to my, and people do strike your channel. They strike it, what's the name, channel over there multiple times. And
Who's
sending Sykes channel.
Sykes?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got but that's the whole troll sector. I just stay away from there. I ain't got time for their bullshit. Doxing and sending pizzas and all their. I ain't got time for that.
Sending nine pizzas to his house, Gigi. That's crazy.
And I want to say though, because people act like it's just like us biracials or us black people acting up. These white people are doing the most out here as well.
Yeah, they're worse. They're worse. That shit
I would
crazy.
say they're worse. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if you really go and visit some of these white sectors and you see like they're doing the same thing but even worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
and that's the thing too. I've been putting up stuff that has been like kind of like showing in my content like what white people are saying, in their own spaces. So some of these other people, they're coming up here bringing content about white people from like shit like that, troll fucking outlets and stupid shit like that. It's like, no, go into the spaces where they're actually talking about issues and really get a gauge of what they're talking about, instead of bringing like troll shit out here and calling it like, this is what white people think of, it's like, no, go into their spaces and see what they're really saying, not the fucking troll spaces. Because it might shock some people.
Yeah. Well, years ago, someone created a troll channel with me calling me Sleepy Joe Negron.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I mean, it's like, okay. I guess invitations to highest form of flattery, I guess.
That one didn't last long, though. I haven't seen that one in a long time.
No, that did not. I guess, But, it's amazing how we're living rent-free in certain individuals' minds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I'm not worried.
I don't know why. I ain't that special.
But you know what it is? And this is something that Miss Mo talked about at one of her lives. Look, the fact of the matter is, if you're just being yourself, if you're just being reasonably normal, okay, it bothers the bejesus of some of these people. Like, how dare you act normal?
Yeah. I will say, though, I wholeheartedly believe if you're a content creator and you've lasted on here more than a year while pretty much being consistent, you probably got a couple screws loose, too. I feel like we all do, because nobody's going to put up with this nonsense, okay?
Wow.
Nobody's going to deal with this type of nonsense. Unless you're a little bit crazy yourself. But there's levels to craziness, obviously.
Yeah. Well, you know what I say? The circus is alive and unwell, and it seems like
I know I got my crazy aspects too. You know what I'm saying? I know. We've all seen it on full display.
Yeah, and it seems like the circus is ever expanding. It's like sometimes I just want to take all these clowns and
because we deleted our channels, Jose, and now the freaking inmates are running the asylum.
Oh my goodness.
And so when these new people come to the space, they say, oh, these people have more, clout or whatever it is. So we're going to roll with them. So now it's like the negative is growing bigger and bigger because people don't care about what's right or wrong. They only care about clout on YouTube.
Yeah. Sad, but true. I mean, but you know what you're saying? When you live by trauma, you die by trauma.
I heard drama, but Jose said trauma.
Look, I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, look, if I was to tell some of my friends some of the deflection, some of the things I've been accused of, they'd be like, are these people high? Are these people deranged? Are these people these people need to be institutionalized for at least 72 hours.
That's why I say that we all, as content creators, at least have one or two screws loose. Because when I try to tell regular people in real life about shit like this, they're like, that's insane. Why are you dealing with that? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense.
No. I mean, but like I said, most of these people, most of these weirdos, we're never gonna meet in real life, and we don't have the desire to meet in real life. We just let them go with their little delusional way in their upside down world when everything is like whatever. I mean, look, I'm just gonna be the best version of myself, and whoever don't like it, too bad.
Yeah, Jose, I'm not worried about it at all, honestly. I mean, I'm entertaining the conversation, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, but I will stop to wrap this up because I do try to keep these things under 2 hours. Because unlike certain people, we have lives. Okay. Some of us have jobs. Okay. Some of us have families and other things that are more important. This is just a hobby, that we do until we get to the point when we actually start to make money. And even with that, we're not going to make all that. We're not going to get rich off of YouTube. That's for sure.
Well, some people do get rich off of YouTube, but it's what you put into it. It's a lot of work, and most of us don't have the time to sit on here full time, really, because we have jobs, and kids and spouses and everything else.
So, Gigi, would you like to add your final remarks?
I just want to say thank you for letting me up, Jose, and good night, Irby, and good
Well,
night to the audience. And make sure that you guys twerk on that like button for Jose. And
thank
I'll
you.
talk to you guys soon.
Well, you're always welcome here.
All right. Thanks, Jose. Bye, Irby.
Thank you.
Bye.
Peace, Gigi.
Bye. Irby, your final remarks.
So it's a good stream. Keep doing you, Jose. And as far as the haters and the trolls and all the, I just be here with my popcorn and ignoring y'all.
Well, thank you
tag me
very much.
all, tag me all you want to. I'm gonna keep on ignoring you.
Okay, well, I can say it's bless their hearts, but but the fact of the matter is, if anyone that's thinking about creating content, just be fully aware of what can happen, what can transpire. But if you after hearing all this, still decide to create content, just be mindful, and whatever you do, be truthful to yourself. So I will be live tomorrow night at 9:30 when I'll give my shout out to the mothers because Sunday is Mother's Day. So I'm going to be talking about all the women that have been a positive role model in our lives, all the mothers, the stepmothers, the grandmothers, the godmothers, the aunts, and what have you. Every woman who have played a positive role in our lives. So, and of course, play back in, do your thing, share the content, just be respectful and be respectful with your comments. And of course, I'm going to close the same way that we always close. We must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by the stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying good night, take care, and peace. Peace.